What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Physical channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you've been paying attention, Xbox is bringing their business meeting to consumers very soon. However, the tension has really decreased. And the reason it has decreased is simply because PlayStation's new boss has basically come in and served a huge plate of reality. Humble pie is right now being consumed across the board, and boy, I can hear people macking their lips, enjoying every bite of this humble pie. Remember that months ago, or at least years ago, depending on when you've been watching the channel, I've been talking about this whole exclusivity thing as something that was more than likely going to die very soon. In fact, I talked about the reality of this, and I have some videos to that effect that's been posted on my YouTube channel, just because I didn't want anybody to be mistaken that, oh, maybe I didn't talk about something of that nature, which I know I did, because it's very simple. The equation has always been there. This exclusivity thing is something that has not necessarily bode well for what I call, the profitability margins that a lot of these companies need. In fact, if you even want to take a very good look at what's going on, you don't even really need analyses. You don't need anybody to come in and kind of, maybe try to speak some kind of big talk like the talking heads do, or post 100 Twitter posts about, what may or may not be going on. You just have to look at the biggest companies that are making it massively in the gaming scene. Tencent, Epic Games, Activision, formerly when they were on their own independently. And you notice that a lot of software companies like Take-Two Interactive as well, were all doing just fine from software sales. However, the big dogs that added hardware to their slate, aka Xbox and PlayStation, seem to be, in light of everything, struggling, not necessarily struggling terribly, but seemingly being, in a sense, outdone by their third-party, in quote, partners who were somewhat their competitors. And so when you think about something like this, right, this is an article I usually always bring up. Microsoft loses up to $200 on every Xbox console sold. Or if you go look at PlayStation's analysis as actually put out by folk here on Twitter, you'll realize that there's something quite interesting and quite, in my opinion anyways, that was hidden in the conversation because everybody wanted to score console points. So now that Xbox is bringing their conversation to, light, I wonder how Xbox fans who had sworn that there was no need to buy themselves an Xbox anymore, they were just going to go buy a PlayStation. I wonder how you're going to respond now, because I dared you guys. I said, sell that Xbox if that's how you feel, because Microsoft's Xbox wants to go ahead and make more money by taking its games to other platforms, if that is in fact what they want to do. These are still, at this point of me making this video, rumors. So not until we get anything concrete are we going to know. But it's almost certain that a game like Hi-Fi Rush, in my opinion, looks like a game that's fitting for the Switch audience. And if they're going to make money on there, I say they go for it. But those who have said, oh, it doesn't need to be there, and if it's there, then it basically, what it is that they said it was, oh, it weakens the Xbox brand. See, there are a lot of sheep out here that don't necessarily consider math whenever they talk. They're more about their feelings more than anything else. And to me, I don't think that really helps discourse. We need to be able to find ways to ensure that we've disengaged from any biases that we may have, at least for the most part. I'm not saying, it's hard to not be biased sometimes, in a sense. I've been rooting for Xbox since I saw that PlayStation was not giving what I thought was the satisfactory performance in terms of content and in terms of value to its customers, while Xbox was already doing way more with Game Pass, giving everybody a $1 deal left and right at the moment that they started, doing all kinds of stuff like giving discounts, getting people to test their cloud system at the beta, which I was actually a part of. It was very cool to see that. And then eventually see a lot of things that they've been doing for developers as well, indie developers and developers of all scales. So when I've been looking at that and looking at PlayStation and wondering what was PlayStation's game plan, I just saw that they were just interested to gouge money because truly they kind of needed it, but they did not approach it the best way. If they really wanted to approach things the best way, they would have stayed on the PC day one thing a long time ago. So now that we're looking at Xbox, I think Xbox was right. I think the, entire premise as to your exclusivity and all that stuff, all that is hogwash. It needs to be thrown away. Because at the end of the day, again, if you're going to sit here and compete with third-party providers who are partners with you on your platform, you really need to be selling software. You don't need to be doing anything like exclusive. I still keep seeing people saying exclusives are good for business. And I wonder, like, which exclusives are you talking about? They get edged out every year by third-party games. Microsoft had to go buy one that could do it, and even still got edged out. And that is Call of Duty by Hogwarts Legacy. And I get it. Hogwarts Legacy had months, was available even on the Switch and everywhere else. Yes, I get it. But still, you can see how difficult that is. It was a $69 billion leap for them to be able to even attain the second best-selling game in 1 year that usually had been a third-party game previously. PlayStation doesn't have anything like that. Nintendo doesn't have anything like that. So you guys can already see that if they want to close the margins, if they want to close the gap according to how they were freaking out in their hack materials, they have to follow Xbox's paradigm. Xbox's paradigm basically brings things into perspective, and for the most part, I think many would do well to just pay attention and watch what's going on and make decisions that benefit them as the consumers. What these companies are making, how much money they're making, that's not necessarily our concern. Our concern is who's going to give us the most value and who's actually positioned to serve the customer. You're only capable of knowing that by knowing the truth, because if you listen to what IGN tells you, or you listen to what a lot of these new outlets will tell you, who I think are stooges for PlayStation anyways, you'll be totally fooled to think that, oh my goodness, these folk are actually here to basically tell me what I really need to know or I really need to hear. I mean, if I go on IGN's feed right now, I wouldn't even see anything that is remotely close to the news that just came out in the last few hours. Maybe they covered it at the time it came out, but it's very interesting because if you go and you can scroll, this is why I have them blocked. I just thought, okay, for this video, let's see what they actually said about PlayStation's news. Let me see. Nope, nothing. This is 8 hours ago, nothing. And they post a lot too. But, you could just keep scrolling down and you're not going to get any news. You're not going to get anything that's basically telling you much. Sony has said a big PlayStation 5 price cut will be very difficult 14 hours ago. That's as much as they basically shared. And then you go down, Sony will not release any new entries in major PlayStation franchises before April 2025. Oh, they put it here. The PlayStation boss saying that, it has room for improvement by cutting development costs. What did they say? Did they talk about anything about PC in here? Nah. Then they talked about it being, failing to meet expectations. I guess, yeah, But if this was Xbox, these people will be shouting on the rooftop saying, oh, we told you Xbox sucked. When in reality, you guys were all playing cover for PlayStation, not showing us the reality that we already knew, those of us who were dialed in. And so Xbox is correct. So what Xbox is going to do in this business meeting is go out there and get that cash so that the ecosystem is as healthy as it can be and they can stay competitive. The market is very competitive right now. And to be honest, I want all of them to be cutthroat and destroy each other in competition if possible, because that's the only way we, the consumers, are able to benefit from the overall equation. This is my video. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys so much. Peace out.